gonna be quite the insane match. Let's see. And it is Lorenzo starting thing off with his Kashtira engine with the Unicorn.
I'm really curious to see, by the way, because we were talking to Marco before in our interview, and he said that he didn't really want to play against this type of deck. And Flavio may have the same feeling because he is basically on the same deck that Marco is playing with the hand traps. While on the other side, Lorenzo is sitting with a very more, let's say, rogue approach with the skill drain without playing any hand traps, which is something that we discussed with him yesterday. Let's say, in general, without spoiling so much about his deck. And I mean, I think this is paying off. And I mean, it's also nice to see that four of our players are in the top cut. And I think at this point in the tournament, you really want to prove who has the best deck.
Absolutely. And as mentioned, I gotta say, all three guys who played this version made it to the top cut, and two of them are still in contention in top 16. So regardless of how it goes, that's a crazy consistent performance. And anyone who is going to other national championship in the following weeks will be interested in maybe adopting this kind of strategy.
And yeah, sometimes it's also nice to go all in and see if that will be the case for our players this weekend, because we have on one hand Lorenzo and Diego playing the same list.
And here we see the difference as compared to other deck lists. He's playing the Dragosak just like the Kashtira decks that we have seen. It seems like there is some debate, but not irresolved. And just like we saw for Kashtira, we get to use the tokens to make the Mascherena. And now Flavio, let me check, because I don't think Flavio is... No, yeah, Flavio is not using Nibiru in the main deck, which is something important, because I'm sure Lorenzo will be aware of the deck list. As mentioned, they are both teammates. They know each other's deck in and out. And this changes significantly the way that you approach the match. But play is back, and this could mean that maybe there is even the skill drain. We never know. We'll find out, but very interesting opening from Lorenzo.
I mean, different approaches to this tournament, but in the end, at the moment, equal result, more or less, from our players, and the impermanence being activated on defender from Flavio.
And so now he starts things off trying to shut down the end, and the normal summon of the Popular also not ideal, it seems. Flavio really patient with his responses. We cannot know if he top tacked into the impermanence, but definitely even if he did, that is okay. Is there really gonna be a skill drain face down from Lorenzo in the main deck? Not quite. It's going to be the droplet. used right away. Very interesting. Ooh, but he actually discards the Dark Ruler instead. This makes sense because he's trying to play into the droplet from Flavio by discarding a spell. And let's see, now the pressure is on him. He's gonna go for the Anima and use the Poplar. Very tense match. You can tell that both players are really experienced, have been at this stage, have been playing on stream a lot of times. And that's about it. Wow. What a end from Flavio. Unfortunately, nothing going for him. And this could be a quick game 1 win from Lorenzo. Wow. Not what we expected. We thought it was going to be more of a grind. But yeah, this seems just a matter of time. And I don't see what can go wrong. Yeah.
Flavio didn't have anything going on. Maybe just a few hand traps. Maybe. Let's see if he has any response to this original. He has the Ash Blossom.
It's going to be the Ash. We can use the Ferrier if we want. Let's see. You don't often see Dragosak actually staying there and being able to activate a second time. And yeah, you can see Lorenzo now trying to do some math to see how much damage he has. He goes for a second Ferry, switches everything to attack. And just double check again. That's 5,074. And it is enough. Lorenzo. We take a look at the ends. Is it gonna be Flavio? Yes, Flavio doesn't go for the plan. He sticks with going first. And let's see if he's gonna get punished for it.
Doesn't go with the plan, but with a planet. Takes the unicorn. And really curious to see now how he will play this out against Stay goes with the unicorn effect. Lorenzo allows it.
Yeah, we expected it. He's only siding Ash. Most likely not even for this matchup. So I think he's gonna allow Flavio to do whatever he wants. So it's only with the spells that he's fighting back. And I think Flavio main hope is that one copy of Anti-Spell Fragrance. That's the card that would be by far, like, not even close, the best in his deck at the moment. And yeah, we see the great synergy of the Kashtira cards that we have seen a lot over the past few months. Just giving you this +1s. And he actually, I think he said they wanted,
yep.
So he should have the original already. And we then move on into the Dragosak of his own. Yep. And again, no responses are gonna be there for Lorenzo. Flavio knows it and can play quickly. And yeah, Mascherena hits the field. And this is stuff that we have seen almost identical from Lorenzo in the previous game. But now the Dragosak is gonna go. He's thinking a little bit more about which target to tribute. And yeah, at the end, it's gonna be the Dragosak. And yeah, he's not stopping. He can go for the Ash if he doesn't have it. Yeah. Ash into Poplar into Temple, and yeah, this is just the combo that we are used to seeing now. I don't know. We'll see how the game goes, but I really, really want to see what happens. Because I think depending on what Lorenzo has, if he picks up a lot of these going second cars and end up winning with them, maybe there is some room for consideration. But yeah, now we access the Diablo Star, which have been the MVP for a lot of these decks. You can see Flavio has done this a lot of times. He's one of those players who try to bring in as many hours of testing and just going to WCQ events, OTSs, as many events as he can. Has been close as well last year, I think, in getting to the World Championship playoffs. So
yeah, I think he missed it maybe by a place or two.
yeah, even
so
just a place or two.
Yeah.
He's very consistent as well again, and he's one of those youngsters, we could say. And yeah, now looking solid. He knows again, full knowledge of his opponent deck, so he's gonna set up in the most efficient way, going for the Appaloosa. And now finally we are going to access soon enough the Oak, the Flamberge, the whole package. Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's the usual stuff. And as mentioned before, Lorenzo not playing any hand traps. Let's see if he really draw into any of his going second card, such as Dark Looter, Droplet.
Yeah, he has a lot. So this duel is like, if you've just tuned in and you think, oh, Lorenzo completely whiffed in terms of his 15, 18 hand traps. No, this is not the case. This is Lorenzo's plan. He's playing 0 hand traps at all, and he just wants to try and break the field with powerful spell cards. So nothing's wrong. This is all according to strategy, and I'm really interested in seeing whether this is gonna work out, because it obviously seems like it must have been, because we already mentioned it. 3 teammates, same card by card deck list, all made it to the top cut, and both are still in top 16 at the moment. So something must be there, and yeah, now we follow it up at the last second.
Finally,
we are actually
we get to see
might go for the tech card. Is it gonna be? It
Yeah.
is. This is the other tech card that we have been waiting to see in action. The School Dread Saruya, a card that not many players use, but that after siding, and especially funny enough, against a deck like Lorenzo, where you know that they don't have hand traps, can be insane to look for anti-spell and, you know, skill drain, cross-outs, all of these cards that come from the side deck.
Yeah, we waited all weekend, and finally
comes down. Finally it happens.
Yeah, it really helps you out seeing the important pieces to stop your opponent playing.
Full of pieces.
With a hand like this, honestly, it looks very promising for Flavio. He also going to use the effect of Saryuja to special summon
Yeah,
a
let's
monster,
see what
which
he
is the
picks up.
Fenrir. So look at this hand.
Yeah, this opening is crazy, but most importantly, drawing 4 is so much after siding. Like, you get to those cards. If you don't get to those cards, that's really unlucky. And maybe the School Dread is the reason why he still preferred to go first. That's the only thing that I think really justifies it. And let's see whether that will be the case. Still continuing And now actually goes into a co-linked Phoenix. Interesting. Maybe wants to keep it there to protect the Appaloosa. And yeah, it seems like that's all. So play is back to his opponent. And let's see whether Lorenzo can find a way. The unfortunate part is Flavio did not pick up any card to set, even through the Saruya. And now we see the Fenrir. Great way to start things off. Flavio's thinking about it. He has quite a few possible interruptions available from the princess. And here comes the Dark Ruler, one of those main deck going second cards, which is completely shutting down the Appaloosa now, which not gonna be able to recover its attack even in the next turn.
This is good, because completely shut down Flavio's strategy. Who now really needs to come back with something else.
Yeah. And there will be an effect Veiler on the Fenrir, which can enable the talents and the trust for Lorenzo, by the way. And let's see whether that will be the case in this end. Seems like a spell is on the way, and it's going to be a prosperity. So many good cards that he can get this. As mentioned, a lot of copies of talent and trust in the deck, as well as cards such as Feather Duster, which could be there. And an Ash Blossom coming down from Flavio, trying to use all of his interruptions. Bonfire to follow it up.
I think that was well calculated from Lorenzo.
Yeah, the issue is that you still have the setup with the Mascherena.
Yeah.
So it's well played by Flavio, not going completely all in on like a droplet or... and as you can see, this is exactly what's going to happen. He goes and uses the temple, bringing up the Mascherena. We couldn't quite see what Lorenzo added between the temple and the original, but yeah, now we get to use it, and there is gonna be a response,
Wow.
the droplet as well, to negate the Mascherena. Wow. What a end from Lorenzo. And in the new chain, might bring back the popular. Let's see what he wants to do. I don't think he used it. And yeah, he doesn't. And as expected, he did grab the temple. A lot of options available from the Diable Star. Depending what he has in his hand.
Yeah, because he's left with one card, right? So it's depends on that card as well. But yeah,
Makes sense. Diabell Star is chosen and will probably switch places if he wants. Oof. But the last card is the Oak.
You can tell Flavio's having a smile.
Yeah, Flavio definitely not happy about it. Will now think whether the Princess time has come. I think Lorenzo is also out of cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very tense moment. As you can see, Flavio not happy at the moment. Yeah, he's really considering his options. He knows that this could smell trouble. And the tempo does just so much for Lorenzo. And as you can see, it now goes and activate the Oak. Summoning from the deck. One last card. And it's gonna be the Ash.
I don't think Flavio has any cards in hand, right?
Probably not. And the last face down is the Wanted
Yeah.
that he set at the beginning, so it's not going to help at all. As you can see, he's thinking about this. Yeah, Flavio trying to stay calm as much as possible. The Poplar has not been used, and in the end, he does use the last interaction available to him. This Princess, which is going to destroy the Fenrir that was negated. Now, thanks to the Flamberge, he can bring back some resources, trying to stay in this as much as he can. But you can see Lorenzo, he now knows that there are no more interruptions, and this is problematic. The only good news, I guess, is that Dark Ruler was activated, so no damage can be dealt. So at least Flavio will have another turn, and I think that can be big. But he out of targets?
No. I think he searched, but we can't really tell from the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. Okay. Gladly he did. Yeah, now back to 2 cards in hand. And yeah, I think the Dark Ruler might be the only way, because to get to a very comfortable position here if you're Lorenzo. But no damage, so you need to find another way to close this game out. And it's not going to be easy. There are so many cards on the field from Flavio.
Yeah, it's now going with the Ash, brings the Flamberge.
And yeah, once again, we mentioned it, the MVP in a lot of scenarios, this Diabell Star Snake Eye.
Oh, the card is so good. It changes entirely the deck. It's very powerful.
One more play for Lorenzo when we are about to approach the 30 minutes mark of this amazing match. And yeah, it finally commits. Is it going to be an Ita or a Dark? Yeah, makes sense. Ita is the chosen card. And now we can bring back, with the Flambird, 2 more Snake Eyes.
Goes for the Ita. You can tell that they're really battling this out.
And now the Celine hits the field. As mentioned, he needs to find a way to destroy most of it, and it's going to be the access code. But there is still so much that Flavio has available to him, and no damage can be dealt. Let's keep that in mind. And yeah, as mentioned, the last face down card was the Wanted, which Flavio now activates because he doesn't want it to get destroyed by access code, obviously. Okay, now we enter battle phase. Again, no damage, but we are gonna and try to clear as many monsters as possible. And we do. And now back to main phase 2. We are gonna destroy a couple of cards, but I'm not sure if this is going to be enough, and Flavio might just have an opening he needs next turn. Birth is also off. One more card. Although he can also banish the access code itself. Feels like it. It's going to be the Temple. You see Lorenzo trying his best. Very tense match. About 12 minutes remaining. We haven't really gone into time at all the entire weekend, but this could be the one where we end up doing so. And now the SP comes down. Banishing the princess makes a lot of sense. And yeah, Lorenzo is just trying his best to stay in this. At the end of everything, he goes for the Typhoon. Getting rid of what could be the Appaloosa. Let's see. Makes sense, preventing an easy Delantis next turn.
What a game, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What a turn of events. What a game. And now play. It's finally back to Flavio with 10 minutes remaining. Wow. We could see a game 3 completely in time. And it's probably going to be Lorenzo who needs to be aware of that. And if the situation gets grim, maybe pick up his cards just to guarantee that he has enough time to go first and, you know, do his combos.
This is very close. And he navigated through Flavio's interruptions very well. Also under Ash, Veiler. I mean, he had the Dark Ruler past Droplet, so...
Yeah, and now it's back on 5 cards, so this is very well execution by Flavio. Obviously, the Dark Ruler condition helped a lot, because if damage was on the line, then this could have been different, but can't have it all, I guess.
Flavio here just taking some time to figure out how deal with this. Let's see if he finds a way.
Yeah, so much advantage. Back to a full end from Flavio. And yeah, time is getting really low. And this is a big issue because the really good cards for going first in Lorenzo's deck pay life points. Because he's using Skill Drain and Solemns in the side deck. And those are not really an option now. We are just dealing a little bit of dive. And what's going to happen is now the Temple brings back the Fenrir as a desperate last line of defense from Lorenzo. But still a lot to be done. And having recycled the original, he can get it back with the Poplar. Is Lorenzo interested in using this Fenrir here? And he does. Getting rid of the Ash. Now there is anything else that Flavio has to be afraid of. Goes into a Link Summon. Could be the Ita. And it is Ita. Makes a lot of sense. What is he gonna bring back? It is the Diablo Star. Once again. And yeah, this is well executioned. But time, once and for all, is really ticking. 7.5 minutes remain.
Flavio considering what to bring back on the field with the Hida. And yeah, once again, the Bielstar
Comes in after having switched with the Poplar. And now basically saying, okay, you banish my Ash face down. No worries, I'm gonna use yours. And here comes the second Flamberge. What a game. You can also take a look at the extra deck. There are 7 cards, I think, remaining from Flavio. Really good grind from both players.
You can feel the tension in the air. I mean,
yeah, only 300 life points ahead. And now we get to actually use the Diabell Star Black Witch from the end. considering going for his own copies of access code, but he needs to be careful about this Typhon. Yeah, just checked the graveyard. He has so many different Link Monsters, and this might be the access code. It is, and I think he's not going to use the effect, because otherwise its attack would be increased and he wouldn't be able to use it with the Typhon. And yeah, that's about it. It's not mandatory, it's optional, and this is a great spot from Lorenzo, who picks up his cards, I think.
Yep.
Lorenzo has seen enough. Seems like it. We take a look at the opening hands. And I think they're just asking about how much time is left. And essentially, they might have been asking about the rules, because the way it works in Top Cut, obviously, as there cannot be a draw, is that it still works the same as during the Swiss round. So if time is over... Oh, but he actually picked second. So interesting. What we mentioned after game one actually happened to come true. Lorenzo is going second. He knows that the aggression should be there, and probably knows that his opponent is not playing any card that I think, if I'm not mistaken, that can deal any damage.
I don't think so.
So, wow. Bold move. And now we see the birth. Yeah, no, he doesn't have any time card at all in the side deck or extra deck. And as we also know, Lorenzo doesn't play Anthrops. So this could be a long one. Or rather, well, he played a very important one, which we have mentioned already, which is the Spooky Dogwood. And this could be the way it ends. But if not, what I was saying is that the way it works in Top Cut, in this specific situation, will be that we will go on a turn-by-turn basis, essentially. And yeah, if Flavio, as we know, is not going to deal any damage, then Lorenzo will have his chance to deal the damage. But there is the Spooky Dogwood.
He drew
and
it.
this might just be it. Wow. Lorenzo throws the card, and I don't think there is much that his opponent can do. What a way to end it this would be for Flavio. And yeah, Flavio smiling. He knows that his friend is playing 3 copies of the card in the side deck. And yeah, unfortunately, tough to accept, but I don't think he has anything he can do. And he extends the handshake.